gonna backtrack. And you should've kept the name out your mouth. As we go, how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going, give me something you could talk about.
I'll tell you what, that song really does withstand the test of time, does it not? Does it not become more and more true each and every day? Prophetic, one might even say. Okay, so it's Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. Our regularly scheduled Sean P. Puff Daddy Combs trial coverage live all day was interrupted. Interrupted today. It's going to be interrupted tomorrow as well for Juneteenth is a national holiday. They're not going to have court tomorrow. Then Friday, the day after tomorrow, they are going to let me block this out. They are going to only do a half of a day of court. Okay. I'm just like redacting this address. Okay. So we've been doing the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial coverage, and I had planned to do that today. And then they ended trial because a juror got sick. They've been having juror issues lately. Okay. So lately, so today I was live for a little bit with y'all earlier, and then I actually spent most of the day getting caught up on the lawsuits that I haven't read lately, like the ones I've been needing to get caught up on. The R. Kelly one, I read it. Maybe I read that one this morning before I went live, but I've been trying to catch up. The Karen Reed trial, I know a lot of y'all are interested in that, is I guess it's over and the jury has brought a deliberation. I mean, has brought back verdicts or not or whatever from deliberations. I did not follow the trial at all because it was just so much had already happened by the time that it really came to my attention. But, you know, that verdict just came down today. She's not guilty on like the serious charges. I think they found her guilty of operating, you know, basically like a DUI, which is, you know, bad and a crime and you shouldn't do that. But it's different than manslaughter, you know, vehicular manslaughter. So I kind of am taking the day off, but not really because there's going to be videos coming out tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the full court document reading of the not Jay-Z, of the Rock Nation lawsuit with Demore Hadley on this channel, the full lawsuit reading. And then I'm also going to be releasing the interview with Demore. It was supposed to come out today, but it was supposed to come out today after the live. So it's coming out tomorrow. Now, so y'all will still have some stuff to watch tomorrow, but I won't be live. It'll be reading Jay-Z. I keep calling it Jay-Z because in my mind, when I see Rock Nation, I see him. The Rock Nation CEO is getting sued by her daughter, Demore. And so I read that lawsuit and it's long. It's like 90 something pages. So it's a long video. And then after that or before that, at some point I'm going to also premiere the interview itself. So the trailer for that is up. Like I said, I wanted to put it out today, but I really wanted to like redirect y'all to it. And then since this like court hearing didn't really happen, c'est la vie, as they say. Okay, but that's not why we're here specifically. Well, it kind of is actually, because this morning, whenever I was like, okay, I guess I'm done with this. A lot of people, I even had 2 different people super chatting about reading this lawsuit, this Tyler Perry one. Now, I probably would have read if y'all didn't ask me to read this one, I'm not sure if I would have done a video on it. So maybe y'all are really the only reason that I'm doing this, but here we are. I also got caught up on, not fully caught up, but I did do some catching up on the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni, Wayfarer, It Ends With Us lawsuit, and some really scandalous stuff is going on over there, y'all. Like, they still trying to get Taylor Swift's, like, Blake Lively is, like, asking the judge for a protective order to make Justin Baldoni and them stop asking her for Taylor Swift's text messages. They're like, they already said in the media they had them. She's so upset, these Blake Lively parties. But, you know, they have reason to celebrate because apparently all the lawsuits against them got dismissed. So, like, Wayfarer and Justin Baldoni and all them that sued back or like sued Blake Lively too, that all got dismissed. And the only ones left standing are the ones at Blake Lively's against the other parties. I think Ryan Reynolds even got dismissed. Yeah. Very, I know. It's like I got like oversaturated with it, but I think right now, I mean, like I reserve the right to change my mind at any moment, but right now I do plan on covering that trial. It's gonna be in the Southern District of New York, so it'll be the same thing as here. We'll have to be reading live updates. We won't have a camera. Also, y'all start putting in the, comments and stuff, like, what next trial you think I should cover. I'm probably not gonna I don't know, who knows? I'm probably not gonna jump right back into it, but, like, for sure, I'm thinking that one, the Blake Lively one, but that one isn't until next year and, like oh, no, the end of this year or next year. And then the Big U one, I think I wanna cover, but it will depend if it gets enough, you know, if it balances out, you know, not like usually I'm not like, oh, if it gets enough views, but like kind of if you're live all day, you kind of invest like all of your time into that. So it has to kind of make sense. But I am interested in covering that one because I do think that some celebrities and stuff are going to get pulled into that. When is Luigi Mangioni's? His state case will be televised, but I gotta tell y'all with the Luigi Mangione one, he he's also now being charged federally. So that case, I believe, has taken chronological precedence or something. Like I think they're doing the federal case first, and then he has to fight the state case. The state case, I think the judge was so far letting the cameras in there. I don't know if audio recording was. I definitely remember seeing video from in there, but that was state. And it's the same lawyer as Diddy, at least one of them, Mark Agnifilo, with his wife. The Idaho 4, I'm not like up to date on. It has to be something that's like a little bit more within the web so that I can get up to speed fast enough and know what I'm even doing out here. Okay, so the Tyler Perry thing, y'all were begging, y'all were asking, y'all were pleading, y'all were demanding, you were asking nicely. Woo, y'all, it's nasty. I got to tell you, it is nasty. It's gross. It's gross. Okay. It's more of that. I don't know if I've become desensitized. I don't know if just like because I'm so immersed at the moment in the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial of it all, and that's like just so debauched. It just, I don't know. I'm trying to go down all of these, enter into all of these with like a balanced, non-biased mindset, but it's kind of like, golly, some of these claims, it's like they just repeat the same types of claims over and over, and you just kind of like get beat over the head with it. And it's like, yeah. Well, Holland, I I don't think actually this one has too much kink shaming now. I don't think I'm a kink shame on this one because I don't think it's kink that we shame in here. I think it's different types of behaviors, but you'll see. I don't want to give it. Oh, Tyler, somebody's telling me is Tyler Perry. Oh, is he from? Oh, he is from Georgia. That is a very Georgia way to say that. Tyler Perry. Perry. I'm obviously not from Georgia. I obviously can't do the Georgia accent too good, but I can hear it. I can hear it in my mind. I will cover the KVD case. You know what they did? They pushed that one off till next year too. But the KVD case is in Vegas, and I think they no federal court, no cameras in federal court. I have covered the KVD case actually, so say you ain't been here without saying it, cuz. Thanks so much, Adam, for the $2 super chat. Thank you. Here's for a coffee. Thanks so much. Thank you for your hard work. Tyler Perry's from Louisiana. Oh my God, no. Amira, he's probably my cousin. Oh no. Ugh. Tyler Perry. It sounds like a very Georgia Perry. Anyway, he's not from Georgia. Amira's like, no, he's not. He's from New Orleans. No, he's probably my cousin, y'all. Why do I think they pushed it back? Oh, I'm not going to get into that. On Keefe D, I'm going to refrain. Perry. Okay, so here's the lawsuit. It's nasty. I'm telling y'all, I told y'all, okay? You've been warned. Yeah, no, exactly. We're Taylor, yeah. Me and Tyler Perry are twins. Is somebody saying he is Georgian? He has a house in Atlanta, does he not? I never did do a video on T.I. and Tiny, no. But Rabbit has done many. Okay. Here's the lawsuit. Filed by a person by the name of Derek Dixon. Now, I will tell y'all, Tyler Perry's team has put out a statement, it appears, and the statement is denying all allegations, saying that this Derek Dixon was just scheming and conniving the whole time. And we can get into that statement later, perhaps, but I did just want to state that up front that Tyler Perry has denied all of these allegations, okay, filed in the LA Superior Court. So this is not federal court. So as you can see here, it's a Derek Dixon. This is an actor. I guess let me pull up like a picture of him. Oh, he's on the thumbnail. I don't watch these shows that they reference in this particular lawsuit. Okay. But apparently this is the guy right here. Oh wait, no, wrong thing. Hold on. I've done a Google search for Derek Dixon. Is that him? Let me just type in what's the Oval. That's the name of the show he's on. It's this guy right here. Okay, y'all know him? Y'all know this guy? I don't know him from Adam. But that's who's suing Tyler Perry. That's him right here. Okay. So it's Tyler Perry. Very, very accomplished, successful. I mean, at this point, you could probably call Tyler Perry a mogul of sorts. I don't know what, maybe entrepreneur. He's like really in like Hollywood. Like he started out with, listen, I don't purport to know his actually how he started out. But the first time I heard about Tyler Perry, he was like making movies. He was starring as a character called, somebody said it's not his real name. Starting as a character actor, Medea. That's how I first knew about who is Tyler Perry. And he writes movies and then he's like, he can do it a lot of things, I think. Like writing and then directing and then producing. And then he has his own film studio now. But he's signed now up with something with Oprah. And that's all going to come up in the lawsuit. So let me just pull that back up. All right, here it is. So what is Derek suing for? As harassment, work environment harassment, all these different things, gender violence, Bain Act, sexual battery, sexual assault, negligent retention, intentional infliction of emotional distress. People always sue for that. Very rarely do they get it. Who's getting sued? Tyler Perry, individually, and, innocent and not liable till proven otherwise. I don't know. I wasn't there with any of this stuff. Okay, y'all. So I don't know. I can't vouch for anybody's sides here. I'm just reading this public lawsuit that was made public by Deadline, actually. I didn't even have to pay for this one. Thanks, Deadline. Who else? TPS. Is this like Tyler Perry's studio or something? TPS Production Services, LLC. And Action, LLC. And Jane Doe's 1 through 50. Okay, those are the people getting sued by Derek Dixon. Now, if you don't know who is Derek Dixon and all that, that's all right, because I didn't either. And then he kind of tells you right here. So it's coming up. It's really pretty long. Not really, but it's a fairly long complaint. 46 pages total. We're on page 2 here. See how much of it we can get through. Okay, files the complaint against Tyler Perry, aka Emmett Perry Jr. Okay, that's his real name. Somebody was saying that's his real name, or Tyler Perry isn't his real name or something. Emmett, that's aka Emmett Perry Jr. Then these other companies, TPS and Action. The following complaint is based on information and belief. The case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace harassment, assault, and retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, a powerful media mogul, against the plaintiff who's suing Derek Dixon, a professional actor and screenwriter. Tyler Perry is an American actor, filmmaker, playwright who has built one of the most successful careers in the film and television industry. He took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with the plaintiff, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in a show, only to subject the plaintiff to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when he did not reciprocate Tyler Perry's unwanted advances. These events occurred while Mr. Dixon was employed as a regular on the Tyler Perry show called The Oval. Okay, so he's in a show called The Oval, and it is a Tyler Perry show. This guy right here, Mr. Dixon, is an actor in the show. Okay, so Tyler Perry is his what? Boss. Okay, got it. So apparently, and maybe I knew this at some point, but I forgot, or maybe I never did know this, but apparently, even according to this complaint right here, Tyler Perry has a history of having been victimized by someone himself and overcoming this, everything that comes along with that. So it says Tyler Perry rose against all odds to become one of the powerful figures in the entertainment industry. It does not say most, it just says the powerful. His success story, once a symbol of perseverance and self-made achievement, has now become a cautionary tale of how unchecked power, wealth, and influence can corrupt those who attain it. Among other contracts, Perry received a lucrative multi-year partnership with the Oprah Winfrey Network. And he's a billionaire. Okay, y'all. His net worth tops, and it's like a good, well into billion status too, $1.36 billion dollars US. His rise to fame and fortune elevated him from a powerless victim. So see what I mean? Like something must have happened where he was a victim, to a figure of tremendous wealth, influence, and power, culminating in the ownership of his own film studio. Rather than using his influence responsibly, he has engaged in a pattern of misconduct where he exploited his position of power. He has been using his power and influence to molest, abuse, and sexually assault impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship while pursuing their dreams. And look at the names they drop, y'all. Just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, who's Roger Ailes, and many others in the industry, Tyler Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants. That belief slowly transformed into the false idea that he can get whomever he wants. There are things in life that money cannot buy. Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase: an sexual relationship with a man who would stay silent. Okay, I feel like they could have backspaced this sentence out of here. I don't think it's doing what they want it to be doing. Like, I hear what they're saying and I'm here for their arguments and stuff, but like, what? I think I mean, look, listen, I think in and of itself, like the way that they phrase this, wouldn't anyone want, if they're going to have an sexual relationship, somebody to stay silent about it? Like, what's the alternative? You think it's normal to want people to run out on the streets blabbing? And I do know that's not what he meant, but that is what he said. Sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase. An sexual relationship with a man who would remain silent. And it's also factually incorrect. Certainly money can purchase that. What do you think an NDA is? I mean, listen. Sometimes whenever the logic just isn't there, I have bones to pick. I can't help myself, okay? But like I said, I'm going to hear him out and all. It's just that one sentence, Okay. Tyler Perry, this is the next sentence. We're starting fresh. We're starting new. Tyler Perry told the plaintiff in this case, Mr. Dixon, that his ideal relationship would involve a male sexual partner who he could provide for. Okay, so he wants a sugar baby. Now, apparently it was news to everybody. Tyler Perry would want to be in a relationship with or have, intimate relations with a man. I didn't know it wasn't. I don't know. I guess I can't really remember what I thought about Tyler Perry's relations before. It was shoved into my face, but like just days ago, yesterday, today, whatever it was. But it's not a big shock to me. Oh my God, Tyler Perry's gay. I mean, okay. Like, it's almost something like maybe I would have already known or something. Maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like earth shattering. Some people I feel like, oh, okay. That's surprising. Some people I might feel that way, but I don't know. Not that this is a regular practice of mine to be speculating on such things, but like a lot of people are like, oh my God, he has this gay fantasy. I'm like, okay, they acting like it's a big shock. Maybe, like I said, y'all, maybe I'm just so desensitized to stuff now. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, okay. So what is Tyler Perry's ideal relationship according to this court filing in the state court in California, LA Superior Court? What is Tyler Perry's ideal relationship? Well, it would have a male sexual partner who Tyler Perry could provide for. The partner would be loyal. Okay, that's a fair ask, but emotionally detached. Where does loyalty come from if it's not emotions? I'm having trouble reconciling how you could be loyal and emotionally detached. Because if you're not emotionally attached, then can't you just change? I don't know. Anyway, so Tyler Perry wants somebody who he can, go to bed in the bedroom with, but he doesn't really want to, and he'll provide, so he's going to pay in exchange. And loyalty is required, but also don't catch feelings. I guess I'm going to take that to mean. Okay, so then also Tyler Perry apparently said at some point, whoever ends up with me is going to be a happy blank blank. Okay, wow. I'm going to go and take the liberty to just redact that. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even like looking at that word all spelled out. They could have put some stars. I'm saying that in the same sentence as like, I'm just desensitized. Okay, the lawsuit goes on. In essence, Tyler Perry desired a one-sided, this is a quote, okay? This is what I'm reading it, all right. A one-sided coercive dynamic with a subordinate, an arrangement devoid of mutual consent or emotional reciprocity. Thus, Tyler Perry's calculated pursuit of Mr. Dixon. Okay, so that's the end of the first act up there, right? Like if you're thinking of it in those terms. So thus begins the pursuit. All right, let's see what's next. Paragraph 10. This was not Mr. Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. No. He has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency. First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect. So this step one, we need a little song. The 10 cycle of dependency commandments or something, y'all. First, What does he do first according to the lawsuit? Offers aspiring actors the prospect. So just like maybe it can happen for them. The prospect of career-defining opportunities, roles that promise visibility and advancement. Okay, y'all. This is the first. It could also be first. Deal with devil. Looks too good to be true. Okay. Okay, what's next? Second step. Then, once they're in his professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensnare his vulnerable victims, according to this lawsuit, positioning their success as contingent on meeting his demands. This is being described in the lawsuit as a quid pro quo sexual compromise. This pattern of behavior reveals a calculated use of professional power for sexual leverage. Using his influence, Tyler Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, and money. This is given the same thing that they alleged of the Weinstein, right? Not just the acting positions, but other stuff like roles and then jobs in the back end and other things. And then here they are alleging that Tyler Perry was offering cars and money. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing it all unless they engaged in his perverted desire for sexual gratification. Now, this is where my Diddy Rico senses started going off. This is where my this is pattern. I'm gonna put a box. I've been putting boxes around things that remind me of like Diddy. I don't know. The Diddy senses are tingling on this one. I mean, the whole thing could be, I know, people are saying, but I don't know why the wording of this. Perverted desire for sexual gratification. That is what they are saying is the purpose of Diddy's RICO. Now, we're not in Diddy land right now. We're at Tyler Perry land. This is also not a criminal lawsuit. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil, like some private individual, or, he's a public figure seemingly of sorts, but an actor sued. This is not criminal. So, just to be abundantly clear and all that. Okay. Now look at this, y'all. It starts to get sinister. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing it all unless they engaged in Tyler Perry's perverted desire for sexual gratification. Tyler Perry would easily kill off a character in a show of an actor who failed to indulge in Perry's sexual fantasies. Okay, y'all. So this is different than Diddy. Killing off characters in a show. This is a new method that I have seen, in these lawsuits coming up. I've seen different things here and there. I've read a few of the Weinstein ones. I've read a lot of the Diddy ones. I've read a lot of the, I read the one against DJ Academics. I've read different as assault, bunch of different high profile ones. And this seems new. This seems unique. Now we have somebody that will kill your character off. All right. Put that on the bag of marbles or whatever. Bag of tricks that they use. So to reiterate, if the actor would not get freaky with Tyler Perry, this is being alleged in the lawsuit. I don't know. I wasn't there. But if the actor wouldn't do what, indulge with Tyler Perry, allegedly, Tyler Perry would get rid of their character off the show. Okay, well, your character got shot in the head or in the chest or whatever, so bye. Now, there are screenshots of text messages. In one such text exchange, Tyler Perry stated that he could fix things because the actors of a show he was filming should all be scared because they were all shot at in the show. Quote, "We don't know who lives." The meaning was that Tyler Perry was going to use this as a tool to gain compliance with his desires. So look at the text that is in the public lawsuit. This supposedly Tyler Perry in the white or the gray. But I swear to you, I know how to fix this bleep. I love bleep, a mother bleep in a show that no one expects. Okay, so this is the actor right here. This is Damien. Not Damien. This is what's his name? Derek Dixon. This is Derek Dixon. He said you could be sipping Mai Tais counting coconuts right now. I don't know what that means. Anybody know what that means? I don't know what that means. Is it just the Derek being like, you need to worry about other stuff? Worry about something else? I don't know. I really don't know. You can see the outline of his head, the reflection of his head, taking a picture of the screenshot. Y'all see that? Anyway, there's his cursor. Page 755 of 14. Man, he was at Kinko's or something with all that. Anyway, but after you could be sipping Mai Tais, counting coconuts right now, the next message here, which I don't know if it's actually the next message, because as you can see, there's a cut right here. He says, Tyler Perry says, think about the last episode. They are all shot at, 2 exclamation points. We don't know who lives. Okay, hint, 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 hint. You could die too, buddy boy. But he gets the hint. He says, exactly. I'm scared. They should be too. 3 laugh emojis. And then Tyler Perry says, nope, they're not. Then this actor, the guy suing, last I checked, we all got the same bullets. Pew, pew, ha, ha. Okay, so funny. Not funny. That seems scary to me. When people tell you who they are, believe them. If he could do that to them, he could do that to you. Same way he's talking to you about other people, he's probably talking about you. He wanted them to be scared. We don't know who's going to die off in the show. It was a tool to gain compliance. Derek Dixon was Tyler Perry's actual desire ever since they first became acquainted. He was working as part of the event staff for a party. Okay, this is interesting. This is like a pattern, like a fact, an issue spotter, fact, spotter or whatever. Like, okay, he's a party worker. Okay, what does that mean? Words mean everything these days. If y'all recall, they calling everything a photo shoot these days. They calling a lot of things a party. They was calling hotel nights and freak offs parties too. So I'm not making that allegation here. What I am saying is because the word party is just thrown around so willy-nilly, I don't know what the context of this is, and we don't get a lot of specifics. Derek Dixon, the plaintiff in this case, was Tyler Perry's sexual desire ever since they became acquainted. Dixon was working as part of the event staff for a party hosted by Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry had a party. He needed staff to work the party. And Derek was that staff along with other people. That's when Tyler Perry noticed him. He immediately offered Derek Dixon the chance to audition. Okay, immediately offered him a chance to audition for a part in one of his TV shows. Dixon agreed. And he was on set with Tyler Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. During the time they were filming, Tyler Perry would send flirtatious text messages to Derek Dixon. For example, in one message, Perry said he was jealous. So Tyler Perry's like, I'm jealous. Because why? Because why was Tyler Perry jealous according to this lawsuit? Because he saw Derek Dixon walking with somebody else, another man. Look, here's the alleged screenshot included right here. Tyler Perry says, why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. Derek texts back, ha ha ha. I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL. Y'all, wait till you hear what they casted this guy as, though. It's like pretty sinister. It's pretty sinister. I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. Okay. So Tyler Perry, immediately, he walks up to this guy that he's hosting at a party. The guy is being staffed. Maybe he's walking around with the tray of hors d'oeuvres. Maybe he's bartending. I don't know, working as part of the event staff. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. That's all it says. But it's one of Tyler Perry's parties. Tyler Perry notices this guy and he's immediately like, do you want to be an actor in one of my shows right now? this guy's like, yeah. And then before he knows it, he's on set with Tyler Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. During the time they were filming, Tyler Perry would send flirtatious text messages to this guy. For example, in one message, he said that he was jealous when he saw Dixon going on a walk with another man. Why did that photo make me jealous? I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL. And then he says, LOL. And then the guy, like, he's trying to de-escalate here, right? Derek. He's like, he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself. LOL. Thick Derek is what Tyler allegedly, according to the screenshot, writes back. Thick Derek. Get that Chipotle. Okay, I could see how we're starting to approach a gray area at the very least. Thick Derek. But you know what? I don't know. You tell me. In another message, this is paragraph 15, Tyler Perry stated to this employee, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless relations? You can read the quote yourself up here. Have y'all found that out in therapy? Uh-oh, that's not good. I know you're not supposed to be making therapy jokes if you're somebody's boss. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Oh my God. Who was in my chat earlier saying the ones that pretends to be Christians gets on your nerves the most? Look at the text exchange. Now, importantly, we don't see who sent the text. This could be anybody sending these texts, but he did put this in here to purport to be Tyler Perry's text. This is a public lawsuit. What's it going to take for you to have guiltless relations? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. That's okay. That's so cool where you came from. Okay. So then Tyler Perry comes back. Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's so sad. He's talking about like feeling guilty about, I guess, being gay or LGBT in the LGBTQ umbrella and church and religion, I guess, or like any type of religion. Cause like they're saying religious guilt. Becoming a Buddhist. Tyler Perry's like, I have friends in their 50s and 60s who still are dealing with that. It's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. I couldn't tell you. So next paragraph says, plaintiff carefully navigated a friendly demeanor to prevent the loss of income and opportunity on the one hand, and on the other to make a firm boundary against Tyler Perry's advances. Often when Mr. Perry started drinking, he would demand more attention from the plaintiff and get more aggressive with the flirting. On one occasion, when Tyler Perry was drinking, he started to become extremely annoyed when Mr. Dixon avoided him. Tyler Perry stated that of the 600 people in his phone book, he only wanted to talk to Mr. Dixon. So here's the text right here. Alleged. Treat myself, right? What are you doing? Derek. I'm just talking to my sister. Eye roll. Fine. These are all different texts, by the way. Good night. I'll go through the 600 people on my phone book, and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. And Derek's like, trying to get off so I can go to sleep. LOL. Haha. Tyler Perry, I understand. LOL. LOL, apparently you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Tyler Perry said, I just started. Derek's like, they didn't. LOL. I gotta go. Like, basically, I'm busy with my sisters and then I'm going to bed. Leave me alone. He did his best to tiptoe around Tyler Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on his good side. But Tyler Perry made it clear to Derek that if he ignored Tyler Perry or failed to engage with the sexual innuendos, that his character would die in the next season of the show. Indeed, Dixon's character Dale was shot 4 times in the chest as the character at the end of the first season of The Oval. So he gets to the end of the first season, he gets pew, 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 pew that many times in the chest. And Tyler Perry always, apparently, allegedly, according to this lawsuit, held it over his head, Derek's head, implying Dale would survive if Derek kept Tyler Perry happy. So, maybe Dale will live in the show. if the actor playing Dale does what I want. That's what the allegation is. Once Tyler Perry recognized the extent of control he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated this behavior. On multiple occasions, Mr. Perry sexually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped him, and attempted to force himself on him. Now, Derek Dixon told a drunken Tyler Perry no. He attempted to remove his hands, but Tyler Perry held tightly onto Mr. Dixon's wrists, and he was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. And y'all are going to find out in a moment what the subject was changed to. Okay. Doesn't help Tyler Perry out very much. Now, the day after the alleged assault, Tyler Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly, saying, "Tried you call me," and, quote, "I really need to talk to you. Please call as soon as you can." And finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Tyler Perry's phone call he profusely apologized for the alleged assault, innocent until proven guilty, while blaming it on other things. So he deflected the blame. He continued. Tyler Perry said he didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. On the very same call where he apologized for the sexual assault against Derek Dixon, he told him, "Oh, and don't worry, we're going to do your show," referring to the pilot that Tyler Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. So this guy, Derek Dixon, he's like, "Oh, I wrote a pilot episode for a show that I want to produce." And Tyler Perry, according to this lawsuit, kept being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do that show. We're going to do the show for sure." The show obviously never happened. And he does get into more details about that as he goes on. "Don't worry, we're going to do your show. Oh, I'm so sorry for ripping your pants, or whatever he was doing." Shortly after that phone call where he was apologizing, Mr. Dixon got a call from Tyler Perry's lawyer saying Christmas came early and you're getting a raise. The show also, not only are you getting a raise, your show you wanted to put out and produce, it's going to be, it's greenlit. The lawyers called. Tyler Perry's attorney explicitly warned Derek Dixon, though, not to tell any other actor on the show about the raise because nobody else was getting a raise, only Derek Dixon. So after that, Tyler Perry kept telling Derek Dixon that he was sorry and that the harassment would not happen again. So he keeps saying, Tyler Perry's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for doing that," according to the lawsuit. "It's not going to happen again, I promise. We got your show coming. Your show is greenlit. You got a raise." However, the lawsuit says, the harassment and assaults continued. Tyler Perry would also try to deflect the blame for the assault by saying that it was Derek Dixon himself. It's his fault. Because why? Y'all are going to get mad, but I got to say it. It's right here. Quote, "Didn't have a strong enough no." Tyler Perry apparently told this guy, and he does have a text message receipt right here, although it doesn't say Tyler Perry on it anywhere. We can't know what number it came from, truthfully, but it is sitting right here. Apparently, Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon that, quote, "You have to be able to say no," and then they fill in the blank, "to propositions for sex and mean it and make it clear." So here it is right here. So he was moving to Santa Monica, I guess. Derek was. Nice. Santa Monica's nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger? You got to have a strong no. And Derek responds, "Yeah, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real." Yes, that does say that. There's a text message to Tyler Perry allegedly in this lawsuit that says, "My no is strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real." What does Tyler Perry respond to that, you might be wondering? He says, well, I don't think that. He doesn't think he's going to sell his soul to the Illuminati because he's going to get to him first or something. I don't know. You got dibs on it or something? I don't know. Just kidding. But I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. So it looks like Tyler Perry's already trying to plant evidence for such a time as this. Anyway, the response from Derek is, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. JK, 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 JK. Okay, I don't even think you should be JKing about this. However, he's trying to act like now in the lawsuit, he had to do that because if he was not like that, he would have got fired. Then he goes, okay, I hear you. In all seriousness, jokes aside, I hear you. Tyler, allegedly Perry. I don't know who sent this, but they're trying to say it's him. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you, an Oscar, through SEX, is in prison. So just stick to the no, unless you're really into him. Winky face. So I don't exactly know what this is being shown to try to prove, but it is a very obvious proof that it is like SUL. Like, how is your no? Is your no stronger? Well, stronger is a comparative word, which means stronger. It's being compared to something, an initial event, the first thing. Stronger than what? The first event y'all had together is what I would imply. You got to have a strong no. It's your fault you didn't say no strong enough. Yeah, I have a strong no. You have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Haha, only if it gets me an Oscar. Haha, JK, JK. And Tyler allegedly Perry is like, only person who could have got you an Oscar through SEX is in prison. Is it Wines? Who is it? So just stick to the no. Okay, weird. Dixon did not know how to answer without facing retaliation, cancellation of his production contract, or perhaps being offed in the show. So instead, he made a joke out of the situation that I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. In response, Tyler Perry said the only one who could have gotten an Oscar for you through SEX is in prison. So just stick to the no, unless you're really into him. Tyler Perry reveals through these text messages that the no he was referring to, it was SEX in exchange for promotion in the industry. This is a classically known as quid pro quo, SUL harassment. Tyler Perry sent this message to Derek Dixon because that is exactly what he was doing. Tyler Perry, it's exactly what he was doing, is what they're alleging. At some point, Derek Dixon left Atlanta. See, this is why I thought that Tyler Perry was from Atlanta, because they're like in Atlanta here. Maybe that's where the film studio is. At some point, Derek Dixon left Atlanta and moved to Santa Monica, California to create distance from Tyler Perry. However, even at long distances, Mr. Perry continued to SULly harass Mr. Dixon. Okay, so then they name the parties, they name the venue and the jurisdiction. So here's the factual allegations. We get more details, pretty much of that story they just laid out, but it's more details. In or around September 2019. Okay, so let's get on the timeline. We're starting in September 2019. So remember in March 2020, right around the corner, it was about to be a big, lockdown. But we're all the way back September 2019. Derek Dixon worked for an event company called Legendary Events in Atlanta, Georgia. This event company was hired to organize Tyler Perry's studio opening party. So it was the movie studio or what must have been the movie studio, or was it a music studio? So this plaintiff with Derek Dixon, who was working at Legendary Events in Atlanta, he was recruited to work this Tyler Perry party by a man by the name of Tony Conway. He actually owns Legendary Events. I kind of want to look up what is Legendary Events real quick. Let me just look it up real quick. Is it something like... It's in Atlanta. Okay, yeah, no, it looks like a legit, like, cute little, normal little... Oh, it's Tyler Perry and Oprah right there. Oh, I'm not even showing y'all. Hold on. Got the wrong screen up. Look, you go to legendary events. Like I said, it looks like a normal, this looks like a normal company. Don't send any hate or anything here. Like, it's just like an event company or whatever. But I was like, oh, let me click on corporate or social. But before I did that, I was like, oh, y'all saw that Tyler Perry and, oh, oh my gosh, they have Tyler Perry and Oprah. So let's go. Social gallery. Branded. Which one should we do? Branded rooftop party? Page not found. Girl. Page not found. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm going to go to the Wayback Machine. Nope. Wow. Okay, let's see if another one's up. Let's try exclusive preview. Okay, so this is the kinds of things they do. These like fancy, oh, they did a Cartier. Oh, wow. Slay. This looks so rich. Look like rich people thing. Like they're doing the Cartier opening. I want the branded rooftop party. Okay, fine. Let's try red carpet affair, although that does not look like a red carpet affair by any means. Where? No. Okay, whatever. So I guess they like social celebrity events gallery. Why didn't I go there? Yes, too darn hot. Tyler Perry. They didn't take this down. Oh my gosh, the red and black. Too darn hot. So here's a Tyler Perry event that they did. What in the hell is this? Oh, it's just a statue of a person. Okay. I thought it was one of those weird creatures with the horns or something. It's real small on my screen right here. Okay. So here's some of the staff. This probably some people that works at legendary events, for example. Look, they did all that sushi. Too darn hot. This guy's in a few of the pictures, isn't he? Oh, there you go. See, look, there's bartender here in the middle. It's like, it's kind of giving like My Chemical Romance or like Rock of Love or something. It's like a little bit on my nose. I don't know. It's kind of like cheesy. Too darn hot. This must be one of his shows. It seems like a reality show. Who's here? Who's this? Who are they? There's Oprah. I don't know who these people. I mean, that's Tyler Perry. That's Oprah, but I don't know who they are. And then she lovely. Who's that? Who's this? It looks like one of these L.A. Reid types. Okay, is that the last picture? Something for, Oprah's blowing out candles on this tacky cake. Okay, these are billionaires and that's what they're doing. All right, let's see. What else do we have? I want the celebrity ones. Show me celebrity gallery. Company Luau. Who's who? Who's Luau? I don't know, celebrity. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, so wait, what's going on with Wendy Williams? What's the Wendy Williams news, y'all? Don't stress me out. Diddy Docket, don't do it to me. Is it on your Twitter? I'm going over there. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Breaking news 1 minute ago. Wendy Williams' ex files a $250 million lawsuit demanding her release from guardianship. A weapon, not a shield. Okay, let's go to that article. Okay, this is Kelvin Hunter. Kevin Kelvin. He filed a $250 million lawsuit seeking to end Wendy's guardianship. Yesterday, he filed it. Kevin Hunter, who was married to the talk show host, or star rather, for 21 years until 2020, filed the federal suit in New York, saying the guardianship has become a weapon, not a shield. The suit is against Sabrina Morrissey, the guardian, Wells Fargo Bank, her one-time financial advisor, Lori Schiller, and her ex-manager, Bernie Young, as well as a list of other defendants. The lawsuit obtained by the Post charges that Ms. Hunter is being abused, neglected, and defrauded under the care of court-appointed guardians. The lawsuit, which uses Wendy's married name, says Ms. Hunter is being abused, neglected, and defrauded under the care of court-appointed guardians. Currently, Ms. Hunter is being confined against her will at one of the coteries' assisted living facilities with restricted access to her own phone and meaningful contact with her friends and family. She voluntarily entered into, no, she didn't. She did not voluntarily enter into this guardianship. No, she didn't. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me, because you want to know why? I have video of her from 2022 opposing the guardianship. I have documents on my own computer of her opposing the guardianship. There wasn't anything voluntary about it. Shortly after the bank froze her accounts in January 2022 due to, quote, suspicious activity, and sent a letter to the courts recommending a guardianship. But Wendy claims in the court papers, Kevin Hunter. Kelvin Hunter claims in the court papers that Wendy, who has been diagnosed with Graves' disease, frontotemporal dementia, and progressive aphasia, is competent to make her own decisions. But her guardians are ignoring medical advice and keeping her in fraudulent bondage. Yes, they are. The lawsuit claims Wendy has been subjected to over-medication and undue restrictions of her person, and she remains in care despite her passing a competency evaluation in or around March 2025 and being described by healthcare professionals as alert and oriented during welfare checks. The lawsuit then notes one of the people looking after Wendy has applied to revoke the guardianship. Who? The suit also describes how Wendy spiraled after her divorce from Hunter, who had already started a family with another woman at the time, and she was left to navigate complex financial and medical matters without Kevin Hunter's experienced oversight. And that is true. He did leave her high and dry, and she left him, and they just split. It then goes on in the lawsuit to accuse Lori Schiller and Bernie Young, I guess the former manager, of exploiting Wendy's trust and financial resources and spending tens of thousands of her money without her knowledge. It also claims that Wendy Williams was coerced into a guardianship under immense financial duress and emotional strain. Sabrina Morrissey, Lori Schiller, and Bernie Young did not respond to page 6 requests for comment. The lawsuit also accuses the state and defendants of not following proper procedures and legal processes. So she's also saying the state, or he's also rather saying that the state is doing something, of New York, I guess. Accuses her. Okay, so he also accuses Sabrina Morrissey of poor management, and he accuses the bank of not properly vetting payments that Wendy was making, or who was making, Sabrina. Quote, Wells Fargo permitted Sabrina Morrissey to liquidate assets and to transfer funds. This was a violation of internal bank policies and fiduciary obligations. Look at this. Quote, despite this unfettered access, Sabrina Morrissey has failed to make timely payments on Wendy's outstanding obligations. Yeah, you know what this is, timely payments? If I had to guess, alimony. And that's why he's suing, if I had to guess. Outstanding obligations, and many of her financial obligations have gone unattended by Sabrina. Wendy is currently at the Coterie, a luxury, it's not a luxury, girl, it's a hospital, senior living facility in New York City, which also provides memory care, but the lawsuit claims she's involuntarily confined despite evidence of capacity. The lawsuit lists 22 counts it alleges against the various defendants, including violation of free speech, access to the courts, unlawful isolation, violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, breach of fiduciary duty, negligence, professional malpractice, and defamation. The lawsuit asks for a jury trial and is seeking such as large sum as compensation claim and is seeking such as large, I don't know, I think that's a typo, compensation, claiming Wendy has lost approximately $20 million per year in earnings. She's also lost her $80 million estate, her $4 million condo, personal goods in excess of $10 million, and severe reputational harm. Okay, wow. That was something, y'all. That was quite the detour. Well, I'll have to look more into that at a later time. For now, let's get back into the Tyler Perry lawsuit. He just got sued. Okay, so we were in September 2019. We're at a party. We're at Tyler Perry's studio opening party. Legendary Events has been hired to staff this party. And the owner of Legendary Events is Tony Conway. And he's also happens to be a close friend of Tyler Perry. So he's Tyler Perry's close friend and he owns Legendary Events. Okay. I see where this might be headed. Okay. And it rhymes with Ricola, but I don't know. You know, these could be false allegations. I don't know. I wasn't there. Let's read through and see what else was stated. The owner of Legendary Events, so also, you know, Derek's boss at the time in September 2019, this Mr. Conway, he decided to place Derek Dixon directly in a role at a party that required frequent conversation with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry picked plaintiff out of a crowd of employees present at the party and began asking plaintiff questions about his employment status and whether he was an actor. So he's like, are you an actor? Do you do any acting? What's your employment status? Do you need a job? Are you desperate for money right now? In or around early October, and on the last day of the party, Tyler Perry, okay, so this is a several days long party. Several days long party. On the last day, Tyler Perry insisted that he and Derek exchange phone numbers. Tyler Perry subsequently texted Derek to introduce himself. He began by asking Derek Dixon about his dreams and aspirations. Remember step 1? Well, Derek Dixon answered. He answered the question about his dreams and aspirations. He said he was interested in acting and writing. That's when Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon to do an audition over the phone and send it to him. He told Tyler Perry he was at a Halloween party, and Tyler Perry said, let me see some pictures in your costume. And then he sent some pictures. When Tyler Perry saw the pictures, he texted back, I was going to say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. He continued with, you look great. You're just lacking your costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend. But so far, y'all, he's not his boss. He like met him at an event. Like he was his boss at that time, but it was like he worked at a party. The party was over at this point. I don't think this is the worst thing ever. He's is flirting, but he is kind of saying like, I don't want to offend. And then Dixon responded, no, not at all. I'm not offended. It's so true. Half costume. And then Tyler Perry said, what's true? Cowboy needs a sugar daddy? Implying that Tyler Perry wanted to be Derek Dixon's sugar daddy. Derek Dixon quickly shut down those comments by reiterating what he had said earlier, that the truth was that he was lacking costume parts. Shortly after that, Derek's boss at Legendary Events called him up and told him that Tyler Perry was having another event. This one was going to be in LA. Specifically, he wanted Derek Dixon to fly from Atlanta to Los Angeles. This is another one of those, like, just pinging similar with the P. Diddy allegations. Okay, so he is. So Tyler Perry's like, I'm having another event. Get that guy I like. He's calling up his friend. What was his name? Tony Conway. So Tyler Perry calls up Tony. Hey, Tony, is that guy Derek still working for you? I want him at my party in LA. Okay, cool. So he was going to have to, for that, he was going to have to fly from where I guess he was living in Atlanta to LA. Excited for the opportunity to fly to Los Angeles, Derek was flattered and jumped on the opportunity to meet Tyler Perry again. Shortly after doing that event, on November 3rd, a day before Diddy's birthday, November 3rd, 2019, Tyler Perry sent several text messages that he would love to find Derek a job. He could change Derek's life, and he insisted that they should, quote, make it happen. Tyler Perry sent Derek Dixon what turned out to be an ominous warning. What was the ominous warning? Be careful hanging around me. I cause dreamers to dream bigger. I cause them to not only believe, but do. Then let's make it happen. You're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. Girl. The very next day, Tyler Perry sent an email that contained an offer for Derek to play the role of Dale in a TV series that Tyler Perry was producing. So the very next day he sends him an email and he's like, I got a role for you. It's Dale. I want you to be Dale. Now, Tyler Perry said it was a small role, but it could get a lot bigger, thereby setting up the first stage in a series of escalating quid pro quo offers. But at this point, Derek Dixon did not know that Tyler Perry was sexually interested in men. And I don't know if that's true or not. That's just allegations in this lawsuit. He also did not know, quote, that he was looking for an sexual relationship. Hold on one second. I sent a message. Derek Dixon assumed Tyler Perry was genuinely a caring person who discovered the talent that Dixon knew he always had, or whatever. So he filmed his roles in Ruthless in mid-November. So he was in a show called Ruthless, okay? But he ends up being in another show called The Oval. All right. So first show is Dale. He's Dale in Ruthless, okay? Small role, it could get a lot bigger. Set up the first stage in a series of escalating quid pro quo offers. At this point, Derek Dixon did not know Tyler Perry was interested in men, or this is a quote from the lawsuit, that Tyler Perry was looking for an sexual relationship. Derek Dixon assumed that Tyler Perry was a genuinely caring person who discovered the talent that Dixon always felt he had. So he goes and films as Dale for Ruthless mid-November, and then he goes back to his job at Legendary Events. So about a month later, Tyler Perry bought and gave Dixon a new car because he hated Dixon's Jeep, okay? Kind of like when Diddy bought somebody new teeth because he hated their smile. It's like makes you feel insecure about something, and then here's a gift to fix it. Dixon was surprised, but also elated. He had no idea he was being set up by Tyler Perry for extreme dependence. By December of 2019, Derek was requested to be a part of the event staff at another event number 3. And where is it? Would you be surprised to find out it was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming? Okay, well, why does Wyoming keep coming up over and over and over? That's where the Diddy had taken a trip, and it was like, oh no, there were no females there. But I mean, Anyway, after that event, so Tyler Perry wants Derek to come work another event. Again, this is after he already filmed for a role. So it's kind of like he's sort of is his boss now at this point because he's filmed for Dale for Ruthless and he's already done 2 parties as the event staff. And so now this is a 3rd event, December, in Wyoming. After that event, Tyler Perry started frequently sending texts, making phone calls, and demanding that Derek Dixon give Tyler Perry some attention. So that same month, New Year's Eve, 2019, Tyler Perry texted this plaintiff, Derek Dixon, and said, quote, "I can't tell you the last time I pumped gas or went to the supermarket or flew commercial or packed a bag or had good sexual relation. It was all before I was rich." Weird flex. Derek Dixon found these messages to be strange and untowardly coming from someone like Tyler Perry, but being new to the industry, he just played along by downplaying the sexual comments and hoping that being around Tyler Perry would allow him to showcase his talents as an actor and writer. Soon after Derek began giving Tyler Perry more attention, Tyler Perry made his move on Derek. In January of 2020, just a few months after Derek had his first acting gig, remember he was Dale on Ruthless, just a few months later after that, Tyler Perry invited Derek to his home in Georgia. Okay, so again, that's why I thought he was from there because he lives there now. Plaintiff Derek showed up to the home, hoping he would be given the chance to befriend Perry and show him how talented of an actor that he was. Once he was at Tyler Perry's house, he was served many alcoholic drinks, which Tyler Perry also partook in. Derek Dixon felt that Tyler Perry was genuinely interested in his talents as an actor and a writer. Tyler Perry made no sexual advances while they were drinking. The conversation was friendly. At the end of the night, Tyler Perry told Derek not to drive home. So don't drive home. You drunk. He said it was dangerous. You're too inebriated to drive home. Derek Dixon agreed, and he was escorted to a separate guest room, not knowing this was all a ruse to allow Tyler Perry to assault him, allegedly. I wasn't there. I'm just reading this lawsuit. Derek says he was tired and he didn't have pajamas, so he got into the bed wearing only his underwear. Before he knew what was happening, he felt someone else slip into the bed behind him and start rubbing his body around his thigh. It was highly sexual and suggestive. He turned around and was shocked to see it was Tyler Perry in the bed with him. Because again, he hadn't made really any moves on him physical the whole night. At this point, Derek says his stomach started to turn and he began to feel nauseous. Instinctively, he jumped out of the bed. He jumped out the bed. He said, "Oh, I'm not that sexual." Tyler Perry ignored the comments and told him to turn around so he could see him in his underpants. Tyler Perry then commented on how beautiful this man's body was. Derek once again told Tyler Perry he wasn't into it. He's not into sex. He said he kept informing him that he wasn't into sex at all to keep Tyler Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him. In response to Derek's frequent assertions that he wasn't into relations, Tyler Perry started prying further. He would send him text messages and say, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon." He was implying that Derek would hopefully get past the block in his mind and would let Tyler Perry make love to him. See, there's the alleged text message right there. Now, this I find to be very interesting because it is weird. Like, I would hope you would let someone, hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. And look at what Derek says back. Well, it's not this person. But yeah, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. So he's saying, like, I literally have some type of issue of like relations that I have to go to therapy for it. All right. So, like, back up. Like, I feel like that's putting him on notice by saying, like, I'm talking about this issue in therapy. Like, wee woo, back up. After that assault in January, where, he jumped out the bed, it says Dixon felt betrayed. Tyler Perry continued to call or text him every day, asking to talk to him more, but Dixon ignored Tyler Perry, which led Tyler Perry to text him back, Derek, why don't you text me more? The more Derek Dixon ignored Tyler Perry, the more aggressive Tyler Perry became, until finally Tyler Perry offered Dixon a part in a new show called The Oval, right? He had to lure him back. But look, listen, Derek went back. He was intrigued. He was hoping that this would be the big break he was looking for and a chance for him to display his acting talent. On February 11th, 2020, Tyler Perry told Dixon to quit his job. He told Derek Dixon to quit his job at Legendary Events. Remember, he works at Legendary Events, but the owner of Legendary Events is apparently Tyler Perry's friend. So he's kind of taken his friend's employee. He said, come work exclusively just for me. Tyler Perry, was not, this is the paragraph 74 continued on to page 14. Tyler Perry was not able to control Dixon so long as Dixon had secondary income that was providing for his basic needs. So once Derek quit his job due to his role on The Oval, that's when Tyler Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Tyler Perry would often say things like, quote, I give and give and give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives me what I want or what I need. This was allegedly implying that Derek Dixon was not giving him S relations. Tyler Perry started asking Derek about his sexual preferences. Okay, so we're escalating another step here. The sexual preferences are getting asked about. Allegedly, I don't know. I wasn't there. That's what it says in this lawsuit. We're going to have to see all the evidence. These are just allegations. So he starts asking about the sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts. Was he up on the, this direction, or was he on that direction? If you know what I mean, I'm not going to say. Yeah, anyway, y'all can read it. It's right here. So then Tyler Perry further indicated to Derek that he had relations with men before and that he liked to do it a certain way. And then that's whenever Tyler Perry further told Derek, when you have a big endowment and when you hit the so-and-so just right on these blank, they go crazy. Paragraph 79, Tyler Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a okay, see the box, the ditty tingle, okay, and not in a good way. Tyler Perry told this plaintiff, 79, paragraph 79 of this complaint, told this plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engage with in sexual acts. Well, this is a contradict. Hold on. What the heck? It won't let me undo. Hold on. Okay, well, I don't mean that. Okay, so whatever. Okay. This is a contradiction because didn't he not want to be emotionally involved? And now he's saying he does want to be emotionally involved. He wants the other guy to be emotionally attached, but he's like wanting to be emotionally involved. This seems like a contradiction. Anyway, Tyler Perry apparently wanted a friends with benefits relationship because he did not have time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship. Only the physical, that's all he wanted. Despite these comments, Derek knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in the doghouse and might result in his role being cut on the Oval. Fearing that his career would end before it began. Derek put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the usual type. On or around March of 2020, Derek received the script for The Oval. He was written in as a season regular and therefore was expected to quit his job at legendary events. His character was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. Okay, this is where it starts getting very strange. All right, it's already been a little weird. It was already weird enough he was going to kill off the characters if somebody did something he didn't like. But what? He wrote this character as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. More importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Derek felt that this was a way for Tyler Perry to test him out for a year to see if he would be loyal. Hold on a second. Okay. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test him out for a year. Because, he's like keeping him in limbo is what the allegation is. When Derek asked Tyler Perry about the shooting, Tyler Perry indicated that if Derek did a good job, then he would be back as Dale again. Tyler Perry said, that shooting don't mean that your character is out of the script. He said he was only pew-pew in the chest, not the head. So that's Tyler Perry's way of saying, according to this lawsuit, play your cards right and maybe yours is not one of the ones dies. Who knows? Derek immediately understood that his job security depended on his, quote, relationship with Tyler Perry. From this point on, Derek worked with constant fear of losing his job if he didn't engage with or endure Tyler Perry's harassment. Shortly after giving Derek the news and after telling Derek that future seasons were dependent upon him doing a good job, Tyler Perry then decided after that to invite Derek back to his house in Atlanta yet again. Now, Derek asked questions and did try to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what had happened the last time that they were alone together. However, he knew that his job security, his income, his livelihood all depended upon his attendance. Now, Derek had seen other employees of Tyler Perry's who had experienced these sudden deaths on the show, so he already knew it was something that could happen, and he did not want it to happen to him. In fact, Tyler Perry had made it clear to Derek he would often unalive characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. Okay, so he made it clear apparently. When Derek arrived at the house, Tyler Perry gave him a warm welcome and was very friendly. Soon after, Tyler Perry started asking Derek a slew of sexually charged questions. He even started asking about, do you blank it blank in bed? Allegedly, according to this lawsuit, we're on paragraph 90. Tyler Perry then physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat, attempting to physically choke him. And he remarked, wow, look how excited you just got. This got to be demons. This got to be demons. I rebuke. You do like that. Ew. Dixon was horrified, shocked, and in a panic. He never thought that Tyler Perry could get so violent and would place his hands on his throat in such an sexually aggressive manner. He did not enjoy, nor did he consent to that conduct. He was in shock and took steps to immediately de-escalate the situation. Due to the onset of the C-19 in March 2020, filming was postponed indefinitely for the series, The Oval. During the period in which filming for The Oval was postponed, Tyler Perry would make FaceTime calls and other contacts to Derek Dixon almost every day, treating him as his, quote, on-call pet. So he's treating this guy like a pet, they saying. Well, for Dixon's perspective, he said he felt obligated to answer because he feared losing his role, his income, his career. Tyler Perry often asked about where Derek Dixon was. He often demanded that he respond immediately. And when he didn't, Tyler Perry would send text messages to Derek Dixon saying, Derek, grrr, and what are you doing? In addition to all this, Tyler Perry started getting jealous of anybody who Derek had a relationship with. He told him that if he got C-19 from his roommate at the time, he wasn't going to be able to shoot the oval party. Tyler Perry also allegedly encouraged Derek Dixon to move into one of the on-set studio houses. So there's houses on Tyler Perry's movie set owned by him where people can live. And so Tyler Perry said, why don't you come move to one of the studio set houses? Tyler Perry would then text Derek about other actors in the show. Ruthless. Remember Ruthless, that first one he did? He was Dale, and now he's somebody else in the Oval. Maybe it's the same universe or something. Maybe he's Dale in both. Okay. Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon how he manipulated employees through ruthless retaliation. So he's admitting to this stuff, Tyler Perry, apparently. Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon that if he didn't like the way an actor behaved or the way the actor was acting, the character would simply unalive in season 2. Derek understood that Tyler Perry was informing him to be cautious. It was a warning. Don't disappoint or upset Tyler Perry. And as a result, Derek continued to put up with Tyler Perry's suggestive messages and sexual advances while doing his best to protect himself by taking notes and amassing evidence. So he's admitting right here, I was gathering intel, buddy, of the alleged sexual harassment, and also he kept old text messages. Now, in one conversation in or around April of 2020, Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon that he imagined Derek prancing around in a cowboy outfit. Why is it always coming back to cowboys all the time? Anyway, he also said he imagined Perry doing things to Dixon that he can't talk about. It was so wrong. Ew. In or around April 2020, and while Derek was living in the studio homes on set, Tyler Perry often, quote, coerced Derek to drink alcohol and to get on the phone with Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Derek's door, and he would eventually turn those phone calls into sexually explicit rants. He would get frustrated with Derek and tell him that he was not giving him what he needs. Derek's refusal to succumb to Tyler Perry's sexual advances caused Tyler Perry to be even more frustrated. So he keeps like pushing harder, and this guy keeps saying no, like kind of like pushing away more. Now, eventually, Tyler Perry warned Derek that if he told his castmates about the harassment, he would be opening himself up to lots of questions and foolishness. He demanded that Derek not discuss any of their conversations with the castmates. Tyler Perry upped the stakes by telling Derek point blank that he was not to tell anyone about their, quote, friendship. He told Derek it should all remain a secret, and he tried to make it seem like this secret was for Derek Dixon's benefit. It was not. This is their argument, right? Tyler Perry continued to sexually harass Dixon. On June 27, 2020, he texted Derek that all he wanted for his birthday was biscuits and S-acts, referring to, but all that he ever got was biscuits, insinuating a request for a certain act from Derek. He's like, I want S-acts, and nobody ever gives them to me. So let's read this alleged text message exchange. This is Tyler Perry allegedly right here. Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. Ew. You want them to know you are here because of your talent and not because we have a friendship. See, he's calling it friendship. Or because Tony got me to give you a job. Tony is remember his boss, Tony, from Legendary Events? The text goes on, you earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. I can't teach you everything. Oh, thank God Pop is on the scene, everybody, to teach us everything. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself. Seems like a threat. Because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key. And Derek is like relieved over here. He's like, you are totally right. Yep. Can't wait to go back to not being your friend. So then this is allegedly Tyler Perry right here. I hope you got it, my friend. He responds, yep, that makes total sense. Here's Tyler Perry again. Just watch the behavior of everyone around me on set. He's like, yeah, I will. Don't want to give anyone that opportunity because work is work. And I believe him. He probably is ready to just go back to doing like his acting. On June 27th, 2020, Tyler Perry texted that all he wanted. Oh, we already read that. Despite these. Oh, the text was followed by other messages calling Derek cute cutie and saying that Tyler Perry was just thinking about Derek. Despite these advances, Derek continued to act professionally and continued to tell Tyler Perry that he was not an sexual person. That seemed to be the only way of keeping Tyler Perry at bay while also being able to keep his job. In July of 2020, so like the next month, Tyler Perry remarked how much he loved the script for Derek Dixon's television series called Losing It. So Derek Dixon had written up a little pilot. Remember we talked about that earlier? He had a little pilot written up, a little script written up called Losing It. So whenever he kept pushing away advances, it appears, according to these allegations, that Tyler Perry kept offering more things to sweeten the deal, sweeten the pot. July 2020. Oh my God, I love your pilot you wrote. It's so good. He said he wanted to shoot the pilot. Tyler Perry would never really work toward that goal. What he was really doing was making Derek more dependent on him so that Tyler Perry could later extract sexual favors from Derek as a quid pro quo to produce the pilot. The next month, August 2020, Derek and his castmates began shooting for the Oval. After delays due to the C-19, during this time, all the castmates and crew lived on the studio set in a, quote, quarantine bubble. Shortly after, Tyler Perry confided in Dixon that 2 cast members were ticking him off. Tyler Perry swore that he knew how to fix it. Tyler Perry added that he loves unaliving an M. Blanker in a show that no one expects. And he was going to they were going to go shoot the scene where they all get pew-pewed. They were going to do that soon. Unalive them mofos characters, referring to unaliving off characters in the Oval that were played by actors who Tyler Perry wanted to retaliate against. More importantly, Tyler Perry stated in one text, I may need to shoot the shootout early, which Derek understood to mean that unless the actors knew they were going to. Oh, okay. So people didn't know yet that their characters were getting pew-pewed at the end. But this guy knew because Tyler Perry told him. So he's like, oh, maybe we'll shoot that scene early so everybody knows who's getting pew-pewed. Dixon understood this to mean that unless the actors knew they were going to unalive, or the characters might, their time on the show was over, they wouldn't change their ways. Tyler Perry was going to film the shootout early so the actors would be more submissive to his requests. Tyler Perry intentionally made these comments to instill fear in Derek. Derek now knew that he too could lose his job if he didn't play ball with Tyler Perry's sexual harassment. And this is what Tyler Perry had been setting up. Derek realized he was now fully reliant on Tyler Perry for his income, his hope, and his future aspirations. Tyler Perry made it clear that Derek was not to disclose the relationship to anyone, and Derek was aware that Tyler Perry would unalive his character off the show, thereby ending his career if he got on Tyler Perry's bad side. And then to top it all off, Derek already knew that his character was pew-pewed 4 times at the end of the seasons, but the shots might not be fatal. Then, July 2020, Tyler Perry had read the script of this totally different show that Derek had written up the pilot for. And Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon he loved the show so much he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Derek did not know that Tyler Perry never intended on shooting that show. Tyler Perry knew he could use the motivation of shooting that show to get Derek to do what he had been resisting doing for months, which was to give Tyler Perry the sexual gratification he so desperately craved. Once the stage was set, Tyler Perry knew he could get away with the sexual harassment during the filming of The Oval in 2020. At that point is when, quote, Tyler Perry engaged in a severe and pervasive tirade of sexual commentary, including but not limited to some examples below. Things about choking, things about getting a day of him, things about being thick, things about being aroused, things about being flirting, things about, y'all can pause and read if you want to. Everything is sexual. The snake across the table made me think of, look at this reference right here. Photo of Nicki Minaj from the music video for her song Anaconda, in which she references intercourse with male genitalia symbolized by a snake. End quote. He also allegedly, apparently told Derek, I will gladly choke, but spelled choke wrong, you right now, referring to Tyler Perry's alleged intense desire to choke Derek in an sexual way. A suggestion that Derek should get braces behind his teeth, but then that would mean he would have to give up S acts and that it could be dangerous for his partner if they were not a girl. I'm not reading that. Anyway, more things about being thick, things about being pants, comments on his body, comments on his backside, getting jealous. This series of comments and other unwanted sexual references made Derek highly uncomfortable. He was caught in a bind. He could not complain to anyone in HR. He had nowhere to turn for relief from the sexual harassment, and he knew if he did not endure it, he would be kicked off of the show, The Oval, because he already got pew-pewed in the chest 4 times. There's nothing to just say he died. He's gone. He's not coming back. Derek was unsure whether to joke back or to rebuff Perry's sexual harassment, so he endured it, knowing that his job was on the line if he didn't engage. Tyler Perry would also share intimate details of his own sex life with Derek. Among other things, he would tell Derek that he had not had good relations since he became rich, and that there were certain times where he had not been touched in several months. On the second to last day of shooting for The Oval, Derek filmed the episode where his character was pew-pewed 4 times, indicating a seeming end to his role in the show and his termination from the job. So his character got pew-pewed. He's like, all right, I'm done. That's it. My role is over. Moving on. It was precisely following that day of shooting where he got pew-pewed with 4 times in the chest when Tyler Perry knew that Derek's character's fate was to be decided, that Perry invited Derek into his trailer for drinks. Now, Derek knew that refusing meant that was the end of his career if he would have refused. So he accepted. It was there on the very same day that Tyler Perry dialed up the harassment to a new level. This is the day after the character gets pew-pewed 4 times in the end of the show. Tyler Perry asked Derek Dixon point blank, "Are you attracted to me?" and then demanded that Derek answer. Derek reiterated the same way he did after the first assault by skirting the question. He told Tyler Perry he's not that sexual and he's not looking for anything. But Tyler Perry's incessant probing did not stop. He continued to talk about how good-looking and sexy Derek was and that he was wasting his looks by not being free and having relations. Derek repeatedly deflected the comments with neutral answers, constantly looking for ways to avoid Tyler Perry's sexual interrogation, but continuing to worry about his future on the Oval. Tyler Perry was now testing how far he could go with Derek. After enduring the harassment, again, I'm reading a lawsuit, innocent until proven guilty, and doing his best to dodge the situation, Derek got up and the two exchanged goodbyes. As Derek was leaving Tyler Perry's trailer, Tyler Perry got up and pinned Derek against the wall. He began aggressively groping the buttocks in a sexual motion. Tyler Perry began reaching down. This is allegations in a lawsuit. I don't know. I wasn't there. Groping could not have been a mere accident. Derek says he stood frozen in horror and could not reciprocate, nor could he fight back. All he could do was let himself go cold and limp, seeing that he had no desire in Perry. Tyler Perry said, "Oh, I'm drunk," and he told him to leave the trailer. As soon as he left out of Tyler Perry's trailer, he said he became nauseous, severely nauseous, and extremely anxious about his job, his career, his livelihood. He felt trapped within the confines of the quarantine bubble. Remember, he was living on set. He couldn't leave. There was another shoot for the show the next day. Derek called his friend Justin Bryant on the phone and told him everything that had happened and was unaware of any human resources representatives who he could report the assault to. The plaintiff had no one to turn to and nowhere to go to save him from Perry's aggressive sexual harassment and exploitation. But the next day, Tyler Perry acted like nothing happened. This time, he didn't even offer an apology. Following that exchange, Derek says he began to avoid Tyler Perry as much as possible. But he still felt like he needed to answer Tyler Perry's incessant text messages, so he changed his approach. He often pretended to be asleep to avoid being harassed by Tyler Perry. But Tyler Perry persisted and texted the following: "Are you awake? Stop ignoring me. You are awake. Derek, wake up. I know you're not sleeping. Give me attention." In or around early October 2020, Tyler Perry invited Derek and other actors from the Oval on a cast trip. So there's going to be a cast trip. Where was it going to be? To Tyler Perry's personal island in the Bahamas. Now, Derek Dixon says he knew, just as everyone else knew who was on the show, that declining to go on this trip might cause Tyler Perry to erase you from the show. So Derek agreed to go, knowing that the whole cast was going this time. It wasn't going to be like he was alone. One night, this given blink twice with the private island part. One night, while in Perry's private island in the Bahamas, the cast was having a party. Okay, a party on the private island. Got it. At the end of the night, Tyler Perry told Derek he wanted to talk to him, and Derek was caught off guard. Tyler Perry had made alcoholic drinks. He forced Derek to drink with him. Derek knew he could not refuse the drinks, otherwise he would risk upsetting Tyler Perry. So instead, Derek tried to stay in control, and he sipped his drinks really, really slow. But Tyler Perry did not control himself. He drank it until it was clear the alcohol had made him bold and sexually aggressive. And then Tyler Perry told Derek he wanted a relationship with someone who could be emotionally and sexually available to him, but who would also be permissive of Tyler Perry having his own relationship with someone else. I mean, at this point, Tyler Perry should have got the hint. This guy don't want to do nothing with you. If what this guy's saying is true. I don't know. I wasn't there. Now, very strange, because Tyler Perry wants to be in his own relationship, but this other person, he wants them to also be in their own relationship, according to earlier in the lawsuit. So he wants the swingers lifestyle, and it brings us back to Jane Doe, the mystery rapper, Sean P. Diddy Combs. Again, I don't know if any of these allegations are true, but it just reminded me of that. Tyler Perry went on in his allegedly drunken state to say he could see himself having that type of relationship with Derek, which I don't see how, if they never did anything ever. Tyler Perry insisted that Derek needed to be with someone rich. Why? Because Derek likes nice things. Tyler Perry told Derek that he was watching all the cast as they laid out with suntanning oil, and he continued raving about how seeing Derek greased up like that, we got a baby oil reference. I know y'all see that red square. That was the baby oil. I was like, wait, what is the greased up oil? What is the oil? More oil. Perry continued raving about how seeing Derek Dixon greased up like that was driving him crazy. Tyler Perry said he would have burnt the whole island down if one of the other actors or anyone else from the group had touched Dixon that night. It was at that point that Tyler Perry allegedly, once again, aggressively seized Derek and groped him. Derek did not reciprocate, and he once again froze up. Tyler Perry got the message and told him to go to bed. Derek was terrified. He could barely sleep. From that moment on, Tyler Perry became extremely frustrated and possessive. He desperately wanted Dixon to be attracted to him, but Dixon was not. In one exchange, Tyler Perry sent pictures of himself from the Bahamas to Derek. And Derek said, "Oh, the water looks nice. Now this should have been this is your sign right here. Men, if y'all don't know, I'm going to let y'all know. Women, if y'all don't know, I'm going to let y'all know." But he sends a picture. That don't look like Tyler Perry to me, but apparently it is. And then the response, "Nice picture." No emojis, no hearts, no tongue, no pineapple, no eggplant. Okay, just 2 exclamation points. Exclamation. Yeah, the water does look calm. Okay, so obviously if someone responds, "The water does look calm," to your obvious thirst trap, just move along and pick a new target. You know what I mean? Like, no shade. Nice picture. Look, he gets mad. He gets mad. Pop's upset. 4 question marks. Nice picture. Great, amazing, awesome picture. He's funny. You don't see that stud in that pic and say nice picture, all caps, rude. LOL, yes, that's a stud. And then Tyler Perry calls him an a-hole for saying that. Tyler Perry got upset that Derek didn't see the stud in the picture and instead focused on the calm water. Tyler Perry called Derek an a-hole for laughing out loud at his desire for Derek to call him a stud. On or around October 2020, and following Derek got back from the cast party in the Bahamas, he's back now, Tyler Perry told Derek that he was jealous of Derek giving too much attention to other men. Tyler Perry said that Derek was being too much of a social butterfly. Don't be social. He told him he needed to, quote, "sit still this week." This, allegedly, according to this lawsuit, was a further attempt to exercise influence over Derek's interaction with other men. Tyler Perry continued to wield his position as Derek's boss, demanding sexual attention in exchange for his continued employment. These text messages were followed by others to Dixon, like, quote, "Derek, don't you dare ignore me. I deserve better. I deserve attention all the time," end quote. Derek, out of fear of the unknown future of his career, continued to give Tyler Perry the social attention he demanded, even though Derek would constantly get sexually harassed. On several occasions, Tyler Perry would text Derek while drunk. In one exchange, Tyler Perry told him, quote, "You know what I cook? Derek." And then he responds to say, "I'm so drunk talking shit." In December 2020, Derek began feeling depleted. So this is like almost a year, like 8, 9 months, 9 months of these shenanigans, close to 10. He's starting to feel depleted from all of the shenanigans. The assaults, the harassment began manifesting in his physical health. Derek had no one to turn to. He visited a physician who indicated that Dixon had some health problems. He prescribed some medications, antidepressants. But the sexual harassment continued through the beginning of 2021, according to this lawsuit. Paragraph 133. Tyler Perry continued sending Derek unsolicited photos of his own body. So, like, he'd take pictures of Derek and then send pictures of Derek to Derek from the set of the Oval with comments like, "Oh my God, look at thick Derek, thick. No, the weight difference." So, commenting on his body, weight difference. "I do see it. Thick Derek. Okay, good. No, can't deal with this thick Derek. What's going to take for you to have guiltless relations? What's your waist? I'm so glad thick Derek is back with us. Break out in backside and thighs. Are you home? I don't want you out with your friends drinking." That I found weird. And then look at this. What in the hell is this? "You are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or opened." What? Is this the Project Rose we were warned about? He said, "I know, I need to smell the roses more." Tyler Perry said, "You are the rose, but you're so blocked you can't." Sorry. "You're so blocked you refuse to be smelt or open." Why he spelled smelt like that? That's the wrong way to spell it. Then he apparently also asked this poor guy, "Have you been intimate with anyone?" Why did that photo of you and so make me jealous? Get that Chipotle. Make me swoon, make men swoon. You so beautiful when you're finally able to unlock your mind, which means have sexual relations by unblocking the rose that he won't let nobody smell. That's so nasty. That is disgusting. As long as my face doesn't get messed up, as long as I don't leave a mark, Tyler said, say it on your neck. What do you mean? You haven't been intimate with someone? I can't wait. Get that phone call from you when you tell me you let go and loved every minute of it. Referring to Derek's desire to openly engage in sexual encounters. Another quote, they said Tyler Perry allegedly said, no straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to blank you. I would blank you. What are you doing hanging out with that girlfriend of yours? She wants you too. Everyone wants to blank you, referring to his character. After several weeks of unreciprocated sexual innuendos and demands for attention, Tyler Perry lashed out at Derek Dixon on set. And he asked, do I need to punch you in the stomach? For him to act the way that Perry envisioned the scene. This exchange was highly tense, and Tyler Perry's reaction stunned several cast members. Actors on the set even consoled Derek for the abrasive interaction. They were confused as to why Tyler Perry overacted in such a manner. But Derek knew that Tyler Perry was lashing out due to his frustration at the lack of attention that Derek was giving him. So then July 4th rolls around, 2021. Tyler Perry invites Derek to his house to spend some time together and discuss the pilot of Losing It. Although Derek hesitated, he did fear the consequences of disappointing Tyler Perry and believed once Losing It was a big show, he would finally be freed from under the clutches of Tyler Perry. During the visit to Tyler Perry's house, Tyler Perry apparently made a bunch of alcoholic beverages for himself, and he demanded to know why Derek wasn't having relations with anyone. He probed further about Derek's sex life, insisting that the two were becoming increasingly drunk and it was time to end the night. Anyway, Tyler Perry then led Derek to a guest house where a guest bedroom was. So a totally different house. This is where Dixon was going to be staying that night, inside the guest bedroom. Tyler Perry motioned to Derek to come see a weight monitor that he had. Tyler Perry told Derek that for the monitor to work, Derek had to step on the monitor wearing only his underpants. And he pushed Derek to try it out. Derek really tried to avoid the uncomfortable situation, but he decided it was better to just comply and hurry to bed than to wait for the alternative at that point. After weighing himself, Derek walked toward the guest bedroom, followed by Tyler Perry, who then asked Derek for a good night hug. So he's already in his underpants. Now Tyler Perry wants a good night hug. Rather than arguing, Derek just complied, at which point Tyler Perry reached out and yanked down his underpants from the behind. Wow. At that point, Tyler Perry allegedly began to vigorously do things vigorous, and Dixon had no clothes on. He's stunned. He's seized by tremendous fear. He started to tell Tyler Perry he didn't want his underpants down. He didn't want to be naked. He didn't want this. He quickly reached to pull his underwear back up. But as soon as he did, Tyler Perry allegedly, according to this lawsuit in paragraph 140, grabbed his arm with a tight grip and held fast, telling Derek to relax and to, quote, just let it happen, saying he wasn't going to hurt Derek. Tyler Perry continued to sexually grope, allegedly, Derek. Derek's anxiety rapidly escalated, thinking that he might soon be, R word, and he was not sure what to do. His breath shortened, and Tyler Perry ignored Derek's refusals. He held Derek's hand, preventing him from reaching for his underpants. He was unclothed, being groped by a large, drunk, and sexually frustrated 6'5" man who had Derek in his clutches. He didn't know if he was going to have to get into a physical fight, but he knew any efforts to fight back were hopeless. Tyler Perry had armed security at his gate, which was much larger than Derek, and told Derek that he had several pew-pews in his home. Derek was desperate for a way out and remarked that he couldn't do anything sexual because he was so hungry, attempting to change the conversation. And then that's when Derek asked, "Is there any food up here?" That's what prompted Tyler Perry to withdraw and order a pizza. Derek Dixon, in fear of his safety, followed Tyler Perry into the main house to eat the pizza. Afterward, Derek returned to the guest house. Unable to lock the bedroom door, he locked himself in the guest bathroom and slept on the floor. He then attempted to contact some close friends about the incident. The next morning, he realized that he left his car keys in the main house and he was going to go retrieve them, and he encountered Tyler Perry. That's when Tyler Perry told him that last night's incident was why they shouldn't drink together. Oh my God, this is like sounding just like some stuff I read from P. Diddy or heard from P. Diddy in the trial. Oh, that's why we can't drink together. That finally Dixon snapped. He said, "Oh, so that was my fault?" Tyler Perry said, No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it shouldn't have happened and I drank too much." This was Tyler Perry attempting to excuse himself for grabbing and groping and attempting to have relations. But at this point, Derek said he just left Tyler Perry's home, uncontrollably shaking, and contacted his close friends to discuss the unspeakable horror. It wasn't unspeakable if he talked about it, right? But that's fine. From the night before. For the next several days until June 6th, 2021, Tyler Perry texted and called Derek incessantly with messages asking him to call him back or answer his calls. Finally, Derek answered, at which point Tyler Perry began to apologize and blamed the testosterone supplements that he was taking at the time. Girl, Tyler Perry had confided in Derek about these supplements in past messages and decided to use them as a scapegoat for his actions. Derek emphasized that he was not okay with what happened. And he never asked Perry for anything. And that's whenever Tyler Perry replied, "I know, that's why I like you." But Tyler Perry still further attempted to rectify the misconduct by inviting Derek on a yacht trip, telling Derek that Tyler Perry was for sure going to make. So Tyler Perry's like, "And I'm going to make your pilot for sure. Do you want to come on a yacht trip?" He sent text messages trying to arrange for Derek to come on his yacht with another person so that he would feel more comfortable. He responded he was not getting on that yacht. He refused the invitation. Look, "Hey, I think the hangover," it tried to call me. "Hey, the hangover hit me harder than I thought. Can we talk later?" "Yeah, it was quick, but okay. Trying to do rooms on the boat. If I invite Bill, will you be okay sharing a room with him or not? Hey, I appreciate the invite, but I think I need some more time and I don't think I can go on a trip just yet." So he's like, "No, I'm not going in your yacht and sleep in the room with Bill. Go away. Leave me alone." After Derek refused to go on the yacht, Tyler Perry did not text him for 5 months. Sensing that Derek was upset, Tyler Perry called him once to update him that Tyler Perry was looking for a director for his pilot. During this 5-month period, Derek was regularly in therapy. He suffered from anxiety, depression, stomach pains, nausea, resulting in a new prescription for another antidepressant. He was diagnosed with PTSD. His therapist even recommended that he seek outpatient treatment, but we all know that costs more than $20,000 a month, which of course Derek said he could not afford. During that time, he began speaking with people about the sexual assault and was assessing his rights. As soon as Tyler Perry realized that Derek was done talking to him, Derek got a message from the fixers. Okay, so now we're getting the fixers, and this is another thing that reminded me of the Diddy stuff. Tyler Perry's fixers contacted Derek, indicating that Derek's character on the Oval, the one that got shot 4 times, is coming back. He's returning with a new storyline next season, and Derek was receiving a graduated raise. He used to was getting $10,000 an episode, but now it's $16,000 an episode. And we're going to continue to increase your pay all the way up to $19,000 per episode over the coming seasons. Plus, girl, Christmas came early, Derek, because you're doing a, quote, good job on the Oval. However, the lawsuit goes on to say, they also told Derek he was forbidden from letting the castmates know about the raise because nobody other than Derek was getting a raise. Lastly, these fixers told Derek that Tyler Perry wanted to buy the right to produce the pilot of Losing It, and he planned to spend up to $1 million on the pilot episode. Derek immediately knew why he was getting a raise and why the pilot was being produced. He knew he could keep the money and the job or complain about the harassment, but not both. The situation facing Dixon presented a challenging decision that left him unable to take any action or make any decision. The prospect of the sexual assault and harassment becoming public, dealing with Tyler Perry's highly paid attorneys, it's daunting. Tyler Perry had significant resources, and Dixon did not. Dixon, Derek's goals of working as an actor and being discovered for his talents could have been jeopardized, and in what was an extremely difficult decision, Derek bowed to the pressure and the fear of losing his livelihood in hopes of advancing his career. Derek decided to return to the set and do the pilot. He insisted and decided to put safeguards in place between him and Tyler Perry. In or around November 2021, Derek returned to shoot the next episodes of The Oval. It was then that he saw Tyler Perry for the first time in person since that June 2021 assault. Derek suffered a panic attack in his trailer when he saw Tyler Perry. This prompted another actor to calm him down. Seeing that Derek was still upset, Tyler Perry knew he had to up the ante to ensure that Derek was going to be silent. Tyler Perry began periodically texting Derek regarding the production of the pilot of Losing It. This was to string Derek along, apparently, allegedly. Soon after, Derek received a call from a member of Tyler Perry's production team telling him they were considering shooting the pilot in the coming fall of 2021, and Derek was desperate for this good news, given the uncertainty surrounding his finances and the concerns about his future. Next year rolls around. He's just getting strung along, he said. It's March 2022. Derek signed the literary purchase agreement for the pilot. Now, this gave the rights for the series to TPS, which is Tyler Perry's company. So Tyler Perry's company bought the rights to this series that this guy, Derek, wrote. He was unaware Tyler Perry had a pre-existing television contract with Viacom CBS, which, not shocking, also known as Paramount Global. This would later actually prevent the sale of Derek's show to any media outlets or streaming services for 2 years. On or around March 21st, 2022, shortly after seeing each other on the set of The Oval, Derek and Tyler Perry began to shoot the pilot for this next show. This will be the third show they worked on together, and it would be the one that Derek wrote. This was March 2022. They started shooting the pilot episode for that show. Tyler Perry called Derek Dixon following the shooting of the pilot, telling him that the show would net $2 to $3 million per episode and run for 2 seasons guaranteed. Tyler Perry sees like force, fraud, coercion. This is like, you'll see what the theory of why he was stringing him along. You'll see. Tyler Perry purchased the rights to Losing It from Derek, but he did not try to sell it to any network. In fact, he was under contract with Viacom, preventing him from selling the show for additional 2 years following the purchase. In other words, Tyler Perry spent money shooting a pilot for a show and then purchasing the rights to it, knowing he could not sell the show for 2 years. Clearly, this was done for the ulterior motive of silencing Mr. Dixon, Derek Dixon. As it turns out, Tyler Perry had no intention of ever producing Losing It. He never made any effort to sell the show or even to shop it. He was only using the show as a quid pro quo to Dixon, holding its production over his head like the sword of Damocles. On or about April 9th, 2022, to his surprise, Derek received the script for another season of The Oval. In which so now listen at this. This is shady. He gets the script for the next season of The Oval, right? Remember that second show he was doing? He's still on it. He got shot in the chest, his character did, but he's coming back. He was a store clerk, remember? He gets the script April 2022 for The Oval, and his character was originally written as a grocery store clerk, would now play a male prostitute being pursued by a pimp. The characters' scenes and story shared eerie similarities to Tyler Perry's pursuit of Derek Dixon. So basically, the implication here is that Tyler Perry wrote the character to be a call boy, and Tyler Perry's, writing in a pimp. While it was not surprising that one of Tyler Perry's characters would end up this way, the timing of the change to Dixon was a very clear message. As he continued to read through his scripts, he started to notice that Tyler Perry had taken lines directly from things that he and Derek had talked about. Tyler Perry started to base the script on real life and made it personal. For example, Tyler Perry wrote about Dixon that, quote, "I don't like none of my just running away. He was making good money for me. I don't like him running away." That same month, before beginning to shoot the next season of The Oval, Tyler Perry called Derek to discuss the 2021 sexual assault. Now, on the phone, Tyler Perry lectured Derek about how Derek was overreacting to the sexual assault because of prior sexual assault in Derek's life. He said it was just a misunderstanding and a miscommunication. "You are the one who needed to say no stronger," Tyler Perry allegedly said. In other words, Tyler Perry blamed Derek for sexual assaults, claiming that Tyler Perry felt like no was really yes because he didn't say no strong enough. So, as not to jeopardize his employment with the defendants, Tyler Perry and TPS, Derek just dismissed the conversation, especially due to the allegedly impending sale of his show to a major broadcasting company. So, like 5-6 months later, after filming a full season of The Oval, Tyler Perry told Derek that despite shooting the pilot, it's going to probably take a while to place the show. Tyler Perry couldn't do any other television series until his deal was up with Viacom, which would take about 2 years. So basically, that whole year goes by. Now we're back in January and it's 2023. Derek indicated he was moving. He's like, "I had enough of this quarantine bubble. I'm leaving. I'm leaving Atlanta. I'm going back to Santa Monica." He did this to put some distance between himself and Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry replied he was glad to hear that Derek was moving away and asked if his no was stronger than before he left. Tyler Perry reiterated that Dixon should have a stronger no to make it clear when he said no. This was Tyler Perry's way of once again referring to the June 2021 sexual assault of Derek Dixon, making it clear Perry felt no remorse for assaulting Derek against his will. Derek remained calm, considering these triggering comments, because he needed Tyler Perry to help him with his dreams of producing his own show, and because Derek was still a regular actor on The Oval. Even after Derek moved to California, the quid pro quo harassment and attempts to cover up the sexual assault by promising a show continued. Tyler Perry would call Derek, who felt obligated to pick up Perry's phone calls and respond to his text messages. These conversations would often start out about work and the men's business relationship, but then would often transition to further conversations about Derek's sex life, adding to his trauma, forcing him to relive the sexual assault. Tyler Perry continued to envelop Derek in this feeling of reliance to justify he continued to justify that the sexual assault happened. Tyler Perry would call Derek and say, "You'll understand when you have a hit show." And in the same breath, he would refer to the sexual assault by saying, "I'm so glad we're past that." Derek knew he just had to hold his tongue because Tyler Perry was still employing him. Around October 2023, Tyler Perry finally contacted Derek, indicating he was going to be finished with his Paramount Global contract in January 2024. He would be able to start working on selling Derek's show that he wrote, Losing It. Tyler Perry was really, truly just hoping, this is what it says in the lawsuit, that the statute of limitations would run on Derek's sexual assault claims before closing the door on Derek's hope and on the quid pro quo that Perry offered for Derek's silence. In the same conversation where they were talking about Tyler Perry starting to do things with Losing It, he also asked Derek Dixon, who he was having relations with. Tyler Perry further pushed for details, asking Dixon if he was the giver or the receiver in a scenario, or if Derek used protection and other things when engaging in activities. Tyler Perry continued to probe other intimate details about his life. Tyler Perry again told Derek that he wants a partner who he could have an emotional and sexual relationship, but who goes back to their partner. He wants to just swing. He wants swinging at the end of the day. Now, also in 2023, this was December, another actor by the name of Christian Keys. He had also worked for Tyler Perry prior to Derek working for him. He posted a video on social media platforms detailing his abusive experience with an anonymous, quote, Black Hollywood billionaire. Now, Derek, he pieced it together to believe it was Tyler Perry. Derek heard this other actor, Christian Keys, account, and he saw that Tyler Perry had been engaging in the same sexual conduct with other actors, just like the interactions described by Christian Keys. Tyler Perry would get drunk, climb into the bed, start fondling, wanted to share his experiences, though. So Derek wanted to talk to the media about it as well. He also wanted to prevent others from being abused at the hands of Tyler Perry, according to this lawsuit. Around this time, Tyler Perry called Derek, indicating he really wanted to find a home for the television series. Again, perpetuating the quid pro quo after the sexual assault to keep Derek and his claims at bay. Then, January of last year, Tyler Perry told Derek to begin working on a pitch deck for investors. So still, he keeps going over and over. We're going to do your show. We're going to do your show. Derek had 8 episodes written, but Tyler Perry only produced 1. He claimed that the president of his company, Michelle Sneed, conveniently just misplaced the $1 million that was going to be used for the show. Now, during this time, Tyler Perry further solicited Derek's assistance with other films and projects that he was working on. So once again, Derek was in a position where he could not say no. In or around March of last year, Tyler Perry indicated to Derek that the individual who was meant to pitch the pilot became too depressed to pitch the show. This was just another excuse for the fact that Tyler Perry never liked the show and never intended to sell it. Derek did not get angry. He allowed Tyler Perry more time to figure things out for the show. Mistakenly, Tyler Perry sensed that Derek had forgiven him, so he just started back up with the harassment. Because he thought he was forgiven, he just kept it going again, according to this lawsuit. Tyler Perry continued to harass Dixon, who was still working on the Oval as an actor and who was still waiting eagerly for Tyler Perry to sell his show that he wrote, Losing It. Tyler Perry would tell Derek that he loved him, that he should be living his life, he should be having relations more. He even indicated that he would send Derek's show to Peter Friedlander at Netflix. All of this was just an attempt to remind Derek of the sword of Damocles hanging over his neck. Later, Tyler Perry told Derek that Netflix turned the show down. I don't need to be on Netflix. I got a Netflix right here. Here's my Netflix. Derek was never contacted by any individuals from Netflix regarding the show. No sale ever materialized. In or around June 2024, Tyler Perry sensed that Derek was getting frustrated about his show not getting off the ground. Still concerned about the sexual assault not being made public, offered Derek a position as a writer on his show. So I'm not going to sell you're going to get too big for your britches if I sell that pilot. So instead, why don't you just work for me as a writer? It was only then that Derek woke up and realized that Tyler Perry was never going to be serious about helping him. He was only going to do things for Derek if Derek played along with the sexual harassment and assault. Tyler Perry was only interested in preventing Derek from exposing the dark side of Tyler Perry, right? Preventing him from exposing him is what he wanted to do. That's what the lawsuit says. Tyler Perry only cared that people still view him as the victim he once was. Even now, as he took shape as the victimizer, Derek became sick to his stomach. Rather than continue down this path, Derek took the heroic step of reporting the S harassment to the EEOC. That's the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission. After reporting the sexual harassment, defendants did not make any. So Tyler Perry and them did no investigation. They took no steps to prevent further harassment from occurring. And because they took no action to prevent further assault or harassment, Derek quit his job working on the last season of The Oval. He did so even though he was under contract to finish filming, and he stood to make close to $400,000. He did not want to be sexually harassed. He did not want to be placed in danger of sexual assault again. Then, according to this lawsuit, Tyler Perry retaliated against Derek. He told Derek if he quit and told other actors why he quit, he would be in breach of his contract. Defendants, that's Tyler Perry and his company, told Derek the only way out was to portray his departure from the show as a medical leave due to the emotional distress because they wanted to get the insurance, I believe, by the sexual harassment. The leave of absence was supposed to be a paid medical leave. But instead, that isn't even what they did. It was not paid. Tyler Perry made the leave of absence unpaid and therefore terminated Derek's employment, causing Derek an additional loss of income and insult. So there you have it, is the lawsuit. Shout out to Crystal, Hiker Mom, becoming a member. Thanks so much, Crystal, girl. This lawsuit, it was mind-blowing if it's true. I know, it's crazy. Thanks so much, Adam, for the $2 super chat. Here's for a coffee. Oh, we already did that one. Thank you so much again for that $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Ashley Bennett. Ain't in it for the $4.99 super chat. In 2010, my girlfriend's cousin said he was approached by Tyler Perry. When he wouldn't engage, he cut his role from the movie completely. Whoa, that's a crazy little bit of gossip right there. Thank you for that $4.99. Thank you so much, Linda, for the $5 super chat. Oh man, you're still alive, but I got to start from the beginning. Hi, guys. Thank you for that $5. Thank you, Noah, for the $4.99 super chat. These people, Tyler, Diddy, Lou, always try to bring God into their mess. I feel like they twist religion to justify their behavior. It's got to be. Thank you for that $4.99. Shout out to Brandy becoming a member. Thank you so much, EZ Jackman, for the $14.99 Australian. BJ, I haven't had a job for 2 months, but thanks to your Diddy updates, I have a purpose. Yelling what at my screen like it's my 9 to 5. You're doing the Lord's work. Truly love you. Thank you so much for that. And for that super chat. Thank you so much, Shakia White, for the $10 super sticker. Thank you so much to Shannon for the $2 super sticker. Look at Tyler's program for trans youth troubling. Okay, I'll take a look at that. All right, y'all. Well, this is hours past, my getting off work time. So I'm gonna call it a day for this one. All allegations are just that until proven or unless proven in court. Justice for all victims, if true, and all that. And I'll see y'all. I'll have videos tomorrow. I'll have stuff for y'all to watch tomorrow. I'll be live again on Friday. That's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither are opinions. Neither is reading a public lawsuit, girl. Love you, Mina K. Bye.